always love you, but I can't be with you.
Are you done? Because I've been sitting around the corner from your house from the second I clocked out.
I don't give a f***, Liz. You're f***ed up.
I'm gonna show you proof that Big Ed is a narcissist that deserves jail time with this chilling, leaked secret phone call between Ed Brown and Liz Vega, his ex-girlfriend, that leaves her crying in despair. Warning, this content may trigger those who've experienced verbal harassment, so consider this your trigger warning for sensitive content. Beware and leave if this applies to you. Credit and thanks to @AshtonKetchamal on Reddit for posting this and @90daycouple. Video starts now.
For you to even offer to give a coworker a ride home to El Cajon, what the f*** is wrong with you?
Stop!
Here's some much needed context. This audio shows Ed blowing up on Liz for her giving her own coworker a ride home. Innocent enough, right? Not for Ed, it isn't. Ed calls Liz stupid and dumb more than 5 times and says the F word over 18 times in this short 4-minute clip of them talking. The funny thing is, Ed gave Liz permission to do so when she called him and asked for his consent, and he said yes. Listen.
I called you and asked you, and you said,
don't give a f***.
then why did you say yes? Why did you say okay?
Obviously, when it comes to whether Liz got permission from Ed or not, who she doesn't even need permission from because your significant other doesn't control what you do, and if you want to do something nice for a friend, then that's your choice. Whether she got permission or not doesn't matter, because Ed isn't just mad she gave a coworker a ride home. Ed is mad she had even asked him for permission in the first place.
You are f***ed up in the head. For you to even ask me to give a coworker a home.
I did Can you let me speak?
Apparently, the obvious answer to Ed is no. To Ed, just because he's her boyfriend, she apparently doesn't even have the right to ask. What in the tyrannical dystopian society kind of world is Ed living in?
As your boyfriend, what I was gonna say, if I would have said no, you would have freaked out. Oh, you're jealous or whatever. But what right do you have to ask me?
It doesn't stop there. Not only did Ed give Liz permission and say it was fine for her to give her coworker a ride home, he's been obsessively texting Liz over and over again while she's sitting outside his house on the corner of the street having this conversation. Because not only is he narcissistic enough to say she doesn't just need his permission to help her friends, but she isn't allowed to help her friends at all because he's her boyfriend. He doesn't even have the guts to say all this to her face. He's a coward that's crouched next to his telephone insulting a woman from the safety of his mother's house.
I've been sitting outside, watching you blow up my phone. I've been sitting around the corner from your house from the second I clocked out.
Liz then asked for just a minute to speak her truth on how she feels. Somehow, she still has the heart to ask Ed for permission to even say what she wants to say, instead of just cussing him out and name-calling, something he's been doing the whole conversation. She still, while crying, asks him to just give her a little bit of time, even though he doesn't deserve her time at all.
The word over and over and over again. I deserve a minute to speak. Why can't you give me that minute?
And of course, Ed has to not only insult her for crying, but for having emotions.
Or are you just gonna call me because I'm stupid?
Go ahead. Stop with the f***ing emotions and prove your point.
And then you think, oh, he mocks her, but at least he's giving her a chance to speak, right? No, he doesn't. He keeps going as if he never gave her permission at all. Sound familiar? And then he insults her for asking a question because somehow in Ed's fantasy land, asking a question is an insult for all boyfriends in existence.
It was a stupid decision on your part. It was a stupid question. You should have never asked me that. It was disrespectful to your boyfriend.
You think that's it, but Ed is the type of guy to apologize and then call you stupid immediately after.
I'm sorry, and the fact that you don't see that makes you look stupid.
At this point, Liz and Ed's conversation sounds like the conversation between a toxic parent and child, or a toxic teacher calling me out again for not knowing the Pythagorean theorem. All Liz wants is for Ed to stop calling her stupid and belittling her, but Ed keeps going. I'm pretty sure he's getting off on the fact he can make Liz cry.
You don't even let me talk. You just told me to talk and you just took it over again and called me stupid again.
Because you're making stupid mistakes, and I'm tired of it.
And then not only does Ed have the audacity to call Liz dumb for making mistakes, as if asking a question was a mistake at all, but he says he's not gonna apologize to her anymore, as if it's her fault. She didn't realize Ed was so toxic that asking a question is like the greatest insult of all time.
I'm tired of your dumb mistakes. I'm tired of it, and I'm tired of apologizing to you. I'm not going to do it anymore.
I didn't ask you to apologize.
The craziest part is that Ed had 2 hours to tell Liz that he didn't like her giving a coworker a ride home. He even says that she's a good person with a kind heart for even doing so. He encourages her to do it. How would anyone have guessed Ed didn't want her to do it? People aren't mind readers, and then he has the gall to insult her for doing what he told her to do.
I called you to ask for permission and you said okay. You told me I'm such a good person and I have a kind heart for doing that. You were the first person I asked you.
And he still tries to interrupt her because he can't handle the truth.
For 2 hours you could have said something to me. Then you face I'm not done talking. I'm not done talking.
Ed reinforces his own self-conjured up idea that he is superior to her by repetitively stating how dumb she is. Ed basically says that because Liz has made some mistakes, as all humans do, and whether that's true or not, he insinuates that because of these mistakes, he is justified in mocking her, insulting her intelligence, refusing to listen to what she has to say, and continuously silencing her in favor of this implied higher status as her boyfriend, as if that is some sort of rational basis for abuse.
Do you think that... Stop! Answer the question. Do you think that it's okay the way that you were speaking to me right now?
Yes, I do. Because of your dumb...
If you haven't already heard, Big Ed is facing serious allegations from women who's claimed he's harassed and assaulted them before, like past coworker @LordAkeet on TikTok, who reveals Big Ed had assaulted her when they worked together in the past. This situation has allegedly ended with a legal confrontation and a non-disclosure agreement that prevents her from speaking more on the matter. With the release of this phone call and the audio you've just heard, do you think these allegations are true? Should Big Ed go to jail on legal charges? More importantly, should Big Ed be kicked off the 90 Day Fiancé show for his treatment of women? Let me know, and like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for more like this. Be jeweled!